What's up?
Gwen, what's going on?
We got somebody cool on tonight. He's like
Oh,
a
we
brother
do.
to me, so I'm so happy for him to be here. I'm
Oh,
excited.
yo, I'm super excited because I feel like me and him, we kind of both delve into that really nerdy knowledge that no one else really cares to know, but we just happen to know.
Yes,
And it's going to be a great conversation. But before we jump into that, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Oh, doing.
Doing.
Uh, so for the people out there watching the show tonight, just to let you know, I have a dead bell set up over there by my crawl space, and it was going off during the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious. So if you hear that, it's just another little bit of a dynamic here going on. I just kind of want to see if we get any kind of interaction from it. But otherwise than that, yeah, I mean everything here is going decent.
Cool.
Day to time, just moving forward. Work, grind, and I don't know, die at some point.
You're so funny. Jeez, Louise, man.
And so Morgan. So yeah, but we got a great show lined up tonight. Jeremy, how you doing, brother? Yeah. So tonight we have on Blaine, and I hope I don't mispronounce his last name, Rohan.
Yep.
Is it close?
Yeah, I call it Rohan, but I'm Southern, and you have lost some of your Southern. So
Look, just because the accent's gone doesn't mean the Southern's gone. Okay.
I know, but you have lost a little bit of it. So you know how it is.
No, when I'm mad, I don't. When I'm mad,
No,
it comes out horribly bad.
yes, it does.
I, I
I've
have
heard.
I I have said some things like if I'm mad at work, someone to come and say something to me, I'll turn around, look at them like, "Excuse me, say that shit to me one more again." And they're like,
One more
and
again.
they're like, "What is one more again?" They instantly forget why they were mad.
Yeah, I can imagine they would. So yeah,
And I'm like, "Okay, say it one more time for you northern, more acquainted people."
there you go. There you go. You
And
got it.
but yeah, we got a great show. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to introduce the guy because he does so much. Um,
Yeah, you
and
got it.
he's got a lot of knowledge. 40 plus years in the paranormal field. He's been on several TV shows. I know he's been on Repossessed. Recently on Monster Quest. I think it was episode 1 or 2 that he was on. Um,
Two.
so not just that, but military veteran.
Yep.
So that's a huge thing.
And I think he actually has closer to 50 something years in actual paranormal since his first experience.
Look,
Yes,
I
he
got
has.
to go, but I got to go by the bio, okay?
I know. I wrote the
But
bio. So.
but he's also an author, which I forgot to mention.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Hey Lee, so there is that. But yeah, so you know what? Without further ado, because I have a feeling that me and him, once we start talking, the show's going to go by really freaking quick.
Yes.
Do we have the disclaimer up?
No, Blaine doesn't like it, but I am going to put it up for a minute. So anybody that walks in after that, well, they're at their own risk.
That's fair enough. I saw you down there, Raven.
Yep.
But yeah, so tonight we're welcoming to the Paranormal Unveiled family, Blaine Rohan.
What's up, everybody?
Blaine, what's going on? I hope I didn't butcher your last name too bad.
No, dude, you actually said it correctly. Because when my grandfather migrated from France, it was actually de Rohan, because D is for thee. And, we became Southern, so it became Rohan,
See, I'm Southern, so almost like Rohan. Yeah, Rohan.
Nice. I like it. So the first thing I want to touch on for the show, so you had retired, obviously, 26 years military experience.
Yeah.
What branch were you in?
Air Force.
Air Force. Awesome. Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for your service. Because I was captain of the rifle team when I was in high school doing JROTC. I was captain of the physical training team as well. My aspirations were to go into the military. But I had a back injury that unfortunately prevented me from doing so.
Yeah.
But so I greatly appreciate your service and thank you so much for what you've done for the country.
Well, you're welcome. And it was funny. I never planned to go in the military. I played baseball at the University of Alabama for 3 years. I got hurt right before my senior year, and I couldn't play ball no more. They pulled my scholarship. I was like, well, I got to do something because I didn't get my full education at the time. Went past it now, but I had a buddy of mine that worked with me. He said, hey, dude, y'all just join the military. was like, okay. So I went and joined. And it's funny, I went and talked to a Marine recruiter first. And I'm like, I don't want to be a jarhead. You know, I love jarheads, but I didn't want to be one. So I talked to Air Force recruiter.
You know what? Back when you were in the military, the one place you did not want to end up was Parris Island.
No, I did not want to be a Parris Island, or I didn't want to be a Hollywood Marine out of San Diego.
Up in San Diego, yeah.
Hollywood Marine. Okay.
No, that's what they call them.
That is what they call them.
Oh, that cracked
But
me
I
up.
ended up going to the Air Force. I got the job I wanted to do. I was a load master.
Nice.
So, and I know we talked about your brother before. I was like, I probably threw him out of the back of an airplane a couple of times.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
I was also a jump master too, so we had to sit there and push the little green button when it was time for them to jump. And there was a few of them that, like, I don't want to do this. Like, not my problem, dude. You signed up for this shit. Get off.
I could tell you that part would not have been my brother because he loved what he did as far as an airborne
most of
ranger
them will
goes.
just haul ass out the door and they do backflips off the back of the ramp and all kind of crazy shit.
And I feel like you know as well as I do, just to become a ranger, the training is grueling.
Oh, it's I mean, I work with those guys so much. All the special forces, all the spooks, CIA, FBI, CSNBC, all them people like that.
I can tell you right now, when he graduated from Fort Jackson, South Carolina, that was not what he was expecting to go into.
No.
Really?
Yeah, that's where he graduated, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. If I'm not mistaken, it still has the tallest victory tower in the United States as far as repelling goes.
They do.
Yeah, see, I know a bunch of weird shit, Gwen, and I hate it.
Who you telling? Who you telling this? You have CRS. You can't remember half the shit you don't know or that you do know. There you
But
go.
I remember
He's like me. He's forgot about more stupid shit than most people know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I have CRS. I can't remember what I said or did yesterday, but when it comes to stupid knowledge that I probably shouldn't retain,
Yep.
it's here.
Dude, I got so many weird facts that I used to win bar bets off of. Do you know the actual word shit is not a word, it's an acronym?
I did.
Okay, so you knew that one. I'll tell the story for people that don't. During the Civil War, both the North and the South used cow manure or manure to fuel their boats with. Well, when they get shot lower deck, the methane gas had built up and it blow the boats up. So they started moving it up higher. It stunk. So they put burlap over the top of it and they wrote ship high in transit, which is shortened down to shit.
Yep.
But when you say shit, it's not a cuss word, it's an acronym.
It is. And I also know that the world record for keeping a set of ferrets in your pants is 5 minutes and 20 seconds. And the criteria is you cannot have underwear and they have to physically be in your pants. They cannot be in your pocket.
Not no, but hell. What's that word you like to use?
I say hell no.
No, that's a box full of hell no.
I'm not gonna do it. I promise you that.
I don't even like ferrets that much anyway, much less of them getting my damn
horrible. They smell horrible if you don't keep them clean.
Yep.
So jumping into the conversation real quick. So Blaine, what originally got you interested in the paranormal all those years ago? Because you have, Gwen said more than 50. I got the bio that said 41.
I'll give you
let's just go 41 to 50 years.
I didn't investigate till 1985.
Okay.
When I was 4 years old, 1969, we went across the street. We lived across from this old graveyard. And we used to go pick blackberries and plums and stuff out of there. My grandmother would get 2 grocery sacks full of them and make pies and jams and jellies and stuff out of them. And she had walked across the street and just told me to stay. And as soon as she told me to stay, I heard this lady crying. I turned around, and this lady in this beautiful white dress was leaned over this grave. And me being the little Southern gentleman I went up and said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And dude, I'll never forget this. She looked up at me, tears still in her eyes, said, "I'm okay now, baby."
Hey, Christy, I see you.
And then poof, she was gone. I got back to the street. Now, we lived on a real busy ass street, so I wouldn't run across the damn road just out of, hell and high water. I looked both ways like I was supposed to. I got across the street. My grandma goes, "I knew your little ass had the gift. I knew it. Out of all my grandkids, you're the one that got it." I said, I guess so. I didn't know.
Right?
I was like, what?
If you say so.
I was like, I just thought I was talking to some lady at the grave, But yeah, that was a pretty cool experience. I went back there last year when I was doing my cancer treatments. And we had time before we had to go to the doctor. So I wanted to go see my old house and see if it was still standing over there. And we went to the graveyard, and I found the grave, dude. Don't ask me how. I don't, because that was 56 years ago when I was there. But I found the grave, and I saw the lady again. And I'll never forget this. She looked up at me and goes, "Wow, you've grown up to a handsome young fella." Oh. I thought that was cool. So,
and you can't sit there and say 56 years ago. We all know you're not a fucking day over 40, brother.
Yeah, right on. Hell, my mind's still in the 20s, so
it's probably still in the teens at times, Blaine.
I would say that. Yeah.
Look, that's just a male's mentality, okay? We can be fully grown, but we still have teenage tendencies where we will laugh at anyone who farts. If you're in public and you do that, we're gonna laugh.
Oh, I'm gonna laugh all day long.
Oh yeah.
My wife will laugh at farts too. She thinks they're hilarious.
Because they are.
Yeah.
They are. I don't care who you are. It's even funnier when a cat does it.
Oh. I'll tell you something funny.
Now Gwen's like, where's this conversation going?
Let me tell you this real quick. Our female lab farted the other day and growled at herself. I'm about to fall off the couch. I was like, you growled at yourself for your own fart? Like you didn't know it came out of you?
Hey, what's up, brother? Look, Jay, you just tuned into a weird portion of the conversation, but don't worry, brother. We're gonna get back on track. But that just came up. Jay knows how it is. He's been on my podcast before. He knows weird shit just pops up. Jeremy, what's going on, brother? Hey, Jeremy. So backtracking to your time in the service, I assume that I know you've been on at least one. I assume you did multiple deployments overseas.
22.
22. That is insane.
Starting if you start back to Just Cause in Panama, that was my first deployment. We were only there to drop off some stuff, and then they started shooting, so we got stuck. So we were there through the whole thing of it. We got sniper fire. They tried to shoot a couple of rockets at us, but we shot them out of the sky. And then when the Gulf War, right before it started, when Iraq invaded Kuwait, we were at King Fahd Airport. And I took a bunch of Marine recon over there. And we got hit with a Scud missile one night, and we blew it out of the sky. I was helping these two young Marines, teaching them how to build a cargo pallet. And I went on the other side when I saw the biggest fireworks show you ever saw. I went back around, and one of them got hit across his head right here and went down this way with a piece of shrapnel. And the other one got hit right across the face, and his whole jaw was gone. Oof. So yeah.
Yeah, my brother, unfortunately, during basic training, they had a mortar round thing, I guess training, go wrong and exploded in the middle of half of his platoon.
Oh, so,
crap.
I mean, it unfortunately does happen.
Yeah.
Accidents happen. And, he did 2 tours in Iraq. He was also at the 9/11 cleanup site.
Oh, wow.
So he's had some stuff.
Yeah, your brother was in the shit. From what he was. I was in enough shit, but they were in a lot more shit than I was. But what was nice though, the deployment sucked, but you got hazardous duty pay.
Yes,
so you made a little bit more money. That's about the only good thing that ever happened over there.
And that's what I heard. You get at least a decent bump up for the hazard pay.
Plus, it's tax free too, so that made it even nicer. Yeah, dude. When you're over there, if you're in that what they call the region, you can be in Qatar, you can be in Kuwait, you can be in Saudi Arabia, you can be in Iraq, Afghanistan, and a few other places that you can go. Then you got hazardous duty pay. And what was cool about it is like, just say you were there 2 days. You get hazardous duty pay for the whole month for being in that region. But we stayed in and out of that region. So
it's kind of like in a lot of the mount, it doesn't matter how long you're there.
Yes.
It's like kind of like the state law of certain states where you go in and if you clock in for 30 minutes, they have to pay you for 3.
Mm-hmm.
So going on back to this though, you've been on multiple deployments, and recently you were on I think the 2nd episode of the recently revived show Monster Quest.
Yes.
Which I will tell you, growing up and watching like Monster Quest, that was my dream show that I would, if I could ever take part in a show, I want to be on Monster Quest because I love the episode. I think it was season 2, episode 5, where they captured that video of the giant squid in the Sea of Cortez.
Yes.
And I fucking love that.
I did too.
I always have. So you had, when you were on one of these deployments, a very terrifying encounter with a creature that some cultures, typically the Islamic and Arabic, would call a jinn.
Yes.
So, without spoiling it out there for the people listening that have not seen the episode yet, which for the record, I highly recommend you go watch it.
Yes, please.
Me too.
Could you give us a little bit of that experience without too many spoilers?
Yeah. What happened? All right. We just loaded a couple of big, huge airplanes, downloaded them, uploaded them back up. And at the time, I was a senior NCO. So I had a staff meeting to go to. Well, we used to go in the hardened air shelters, or we called the houses. They had a bunker inside of, because it was a double HAZ, and we threw a bunker buster to it. Well, we probably killed about 60 Iraqi soldiers when the bomb went off. When we went in there, dude, you can still see rubble. It blew off a 4-foot thick steel door. It blew it back about 40 feet.
That's crazy.
The door is still there because none of us wanted to move it. That thing's probably got to weigh 60, 70,000 pounds, if not more.
Easy.
But there was like rubble all over the floor still. But it was so much cooler. We did have air conditioning, but it was so damn hot, dude. It wouldn't cool it down. It would still like just make it hot as hell. So we'd go sit in the bunker, because it was like 62 degrees in there, and it was like 105, 120 outside, so, or more. I went there, just grabbed me a Gatorade. I was sitting down, just trying to chill out for a little bit. And then I started seeing like shadow figures moving all over the place. I mean, it started out as shadow figures, then it turned into full-bodied apparitions of soldiers, Iraqi soldiers. They were still doing their job that they had, but when they noticed me, they started cussing me out in Farsi. I mean, just dog cussing me. And I'm
so
like,
what is Farsi?
Things. Farsi is the language that the Iraqis speak.
Okay.
It's like an offshoot of Arabic, but they call it Farsi because it's a little bit more regionalized. You know, like you got Southern English and Northern English.
Right,
here.
right.
Well, they have their own little dialect of Arabic.
I had actually never heard that term before. That's the only reason I was asking.
No problem. But I was sitting there watching them probably about maybe 10, 15 minutes. Then I finally realized it's like, damn, this is pretty cool. I'm in Iraq in a war zone and I'm seeing ghosts. I'm like, well, hell, everywhere I go, I see ghosts. You know, and then all of a sudden, they just vanished. And then the jinn poked his big ass head out through the wall. It came through the head first, and then it got all the way through, and I was like, holy shit. This thing was like 12 foot tall. Dude, I mean, just full of muscles. It was like looked like Stretch Armstrong with more muscles. Hulk Hogan would have looked small compared to this thing.
I wouldn't have. Look at these guns. I'm joking.
Dude, he'd have made all three of us look small together.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I know the depictions of jinns throughout history as far as how they can look. But I know they can come in many different forms as well.
Yeah, the way I saw it come out, it was like a purplish gray color, and it came through, and it had this big old huge head, dude, like almost like shaped like a football. And then he had these little horn things on top of his head, and then he had these beady little eyes, and he had these messed up teeth. And he had to make Austin Powers look like, you know, he looked good. Hey, Rick.
So you're saying that Austin Powers had better health care than this Jin?
Dude.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the thing didn't notice me.
That killed me. I'm sorry, that killed me.
Dude, I'm like, if you could have seen the teeth on it, it was like, damn, son, you need an orthodontist. You know?
But if I'm not mistaken, that's a common description or depiction of a Jin is they typically do have those kind of like really messed up crooked sharp style teeth.
They do.
And a lot of people get it confused because they see those teeth and they automatically think it's a malevolent entity. Not all of them are.
Yeah.
And so going on that, a little bit of information for the viewers that are watching. If you don't know what a Jinn is, typically they're described in the Islamic and Arabic theology as supernatural beings that were created from a smokeless fire. So if you don't know what a smokeless fire is, it is described in the Quran in Surah 55, verse 15. And the basic translation reads, a pure energetic form of fire that does not produce smoke, but is considered in a supernatural nature. And that's where these entities are formed from.
He is correct.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I guess, because there's multiple kinds of jinn, right? If you go back to the folklore, most are benevolent, but some are tricksters or malevolent, like the Madrid or the Ifrit.
Mm-hmm.
So Madrid basically means powerful, and Ifrit means strong but fiery.
Yeah.
If you had to categorize your encounter to one of those two, which do you think it would fall into the categorization of?
The first one, he was vicious. I mean, vicious. And I think what happened with me, he didn't see me at first, but I sure as hell saw him, and I wasn't taking my eyes off of him. And then when it finally realized that I was there, that I could see it, it pissed it off. And dude, it charged me. And it's like, okay, I've dealt with ghosts and malevolent spirits my whole life. How the hell do you deal with this damn thing? You know?
Right. Realistically, how do you?
Dude, and I was like, okay, shit, I can't run. Because if I try to run, this thing's going to hit me in the back.
Right.
And it's gonna hurt me. And dude, it charged me. It hit me. I played football in high school before I played baseball. I played baseball too, but I've never been hit that hard. I was a tackling dummy because I was a smaller size back then. And that damn thing hit me, dude, and it knocked me back. Luckily, I landed on my ass first, and then my back hit, then my head hit that concrete with the rubble, and dude, it bounced my head back up. And first I'm grabbing the back of my damn head to make sure I'm not bleeding.
I actually felt that as you said it. It's kind of like that whiplash effect.
Dude, I mean, it whiplashed me hard. I'm surprised my neck wasn't messed up after that because it was like, well, bam. Like, shit, ooh, that hurt. And then I watched the damn thing run, and it went through another wall. Then I didn't see it again. I was like, holy shit. I was trying to catch my breath because it knocked the wind clean out of me. And I was like, damn, this is some bullshit. I just got attacked by a fucking gin. I knew what it was. I couldn't say that on the show because they wanted it a little bit more dramatic. So they said, they didn't tell me what to say. Just like, this, tell it like if you didn't see spirits. I said, okay. And then what made it worse, dude, is I had to still go to that damn staff meeting. And it was in another house about 300 yards, about 300 feet away from where I was at. We got hit with 5 rockets and 4 mortars with about 100 yards away from me. Like, son of a bitch.
I would say that probably, to me, just based off of what you're saying and how you're relaying the experience, that would probably fall into your top 5.
Oh, all day long. Yeah, dude. And I've seen thousands of spirits. And I've seen a few cryptids. But that thing, you know, unless you've ever seen one in person, you can get a general idea what, like, the pictures and stuff they've showed on them. Like they showed on my show. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and I know there's some also that are depicted with upside down heads.
Yes, they are.
And yeah, look, y'all, for y'all watching the show, you've not really seen my nerdy come out yet. You're seeing my nerdy tonight, okay? Because I know a lot about a lot of stupid crap that I probably shouldn't know about. But yeah, I have seen accounts where they're depicted with upside down
I've
heads.
seen those too.
But they still have the same general, idea, the almost darkish black coal eyes, the crooked, sharp teeth. And you don't know realistically if they mean you harm, because most of them don't. And if you go by the theology, jinns exist in a dimension directly next to ours. And they're not typically seen by humans. They're considered invisible unless they go into an animal transformation, because they are known to travel as animals.
Yes.
And that's the only time humans should be able to physically see them, is if they are traveling as an animal.
Yep.
So why the upside down head?
It's just
who knows?
People seen them.
Yeah, I've got nothing for that, but I can tell you that seeing a jinn in the format that you saw it is a very rare occurrence.
Yeah, it is. I talk to other people. We have a friend of mine that is a psychologist for the VA. And he told me he had account after account after account of soldiers seeing jinns, seeing like dark winged creatures over there. And he's like, he believes in the paranormal too. So he's like, yeah, dude, they mess people up. And I'm just glad it didn't stick with me, because I've heard some of the rumors and some of the stories of them is they can be called upon.
Yes.
By people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we believe a lot of them were called upon us. Mine just happened to be a circumstance that it just happened to appear where I was.
Right.
But it never followed me home, and I've never felt its presence ever again. So.
And that's a plus. That's a huge plus.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So before I get to the next question that I have on my list, do you think you have psychic or mediumship abilities?
I am an empath medium.
Okay.
I have seen and heard ghosts my whole life, which is common for me every day. If I don't see a ghost, something's wrong. That kind of thing.
Right.
I can go anywhere, I see spirits. If I go to an investigation, even if it never had a spirit there, there'll be spirits there. They'll show up.
So for the viewers watching that don't know what an empath is, right? You feel the emotions of the spirit.
Yes. I can feel it on humans, spirits, and energies.
Just wait till we meet in person. He gonna be like, "This is a fucked up dude." Y'all introduce me.
Oh, dude, I freak people out. It's funny. Oh, it's funny as hell. It's just say, like, if I walked in your house right now and you and Morgan have been fighting before I get there, and when I walk in, you're all happy smiles. I feel that anger and that resentment and that madness that you guys have.
And you know what's odd is I feel that as well. And Morgan constantly tells me I have abilities. I swear to God, I don't.
You do. I'm telling you, as a medium, you do. And I'll tell you what that you need help with is embrace your gifts. Don't doubt them. Let them come naturally to you. And once you embrace it, dude, the world's wide open for you. It's amazing.
Oh, hang on. Let me read this comment. Hey, Blaine, that psychologist actually said that he has theories that have turned over to the VA. Mm-hmm. He believes that jinn were immediately called and used by our enemies to curse our soldiers, which greatly increased the PTSD symptoms. It truly is a curse. And yeah, that's fair.
Yep, and that's true. I mean, this guy's, a doctor. A doctor of psychology. He knows what to do. Yeah, Christy. I can do crowds better now, but now sometimes, like certain places like hospitals and funeral homes, I'm not a big fan of, because everybody that's ever died in the hospital or the funeral home always want to come visit me, and they always want to show me, okay, I got shot, I got stabbed, I got run over by a car. thanks a lot. Appreciate it. You know?
Right. So hospitals, I understand. Funeral homes, not so much. And I guess going off on a side tangent here, and then we'll get back to the original questioning that I had. So why do people think that funeral homes are so haunted? Because the people that arrive at funeral homes were previously deceased before they arrived there.
Well, I'll tell you
is the energy attached to the body itself and then gets released during the process?
You think about this. Okay, everything is energy, correct?
Right.
And they still have remnants of their energy on their body even after they're dead. So that comes out.
Okay, no, that makes complete sense. So with your 40 plus years of investigating the paranormal, your situation with the genocide, has there ever been a location that you've went to where you've investigated and you're like, yeah, I don't like this place. I'm not sure if I would ever come back?
Not that I wouldn't come back. I'll give you two. One was Auschwitz in Germany, the concentration camp, and the orphanage in Gettysburg. Because I don't like to see children hurt. And the lady that had them was just pure evil. You know, all they did to that lady was fire her and find her $4 and moved her to another orphanage.
Yeah, I did know that part. But that is insane that you could commit those kind of atrocities and just be fined and shoveled off elsewhere where you can commit the same atrocities over again.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
And I tell you this, she was so pissed off at me when I took those children away from her, took her control away from them. I said, you will never hurt another child ever. And then she dog cussed me. I'm like, cuss away, bitch.
So with your abilities, do you have the ability to call spirits to the light if they wish to go?
Yes.
So can I ask you, what do you do in a situation where you feel like someone absolutely needs to move on?
Sure.
But they don't want to.
Okay.
But you know it's better for them if they do, I guess.
Yeah. What I do is I use my spirit guide, Janawa. She is a 900-year-old Cherokee medicine woman. I will tell them, look, go to the nice short lady. This all dressed up in Native American attire or Indian attire. I said, you have to go. And the reason I tell them that, and they might fight me for a little bit, but Janawa is very persuasive. I wouldn't want to piss the little woman off. I'm 6'3", 250.
Look, short people are angry about something.
Dude.
It's probably because they can't reach the shit on the top shelf, but
that's it.
I told him the secret last week and he remembered it. You remembered something. Yep.
Yeah.
But I've had several of them that want to cross. Dude, and this is weird because I get a lot of like real bad spirits that were child molesters, that were rapists, that were murderers, that I have to cross them. General tells me they have to go. So once they go, and I explain it to them, okay, it's like when you're alive, okay, you're born, you take your first steps, you graduate, blah, 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 down the road till you pass. Well, when you go to the other side, you have other levels you have to go to. Now, they can go to any level, go back to any level, except for the human body they came out of. They can go back into another body, but not the one they left. So it's stuff that they have to learn. And once Janawa convinces me, she's very convincing, they cross, and I've had a couple of them go through the light, walk right back out and say, thank you, Mr. Blaine. I wish I'd have done this many years ago. I said, you're welcome. I was told that you need is your time.
Right.
And so those are fun for me to cross. I love crossing spirits anyway that need to be crossed. But what I tell people when I cross them, like some places don't want you to remove their ghosts. What they don't understand is they can come right back there, and for time of them is wholly different than ours. So what might take 3 seconds for us, they've already done 10,000 years or something. You know?
Right. Spirits exist. To me, spirit exists in the same time frame that demons do. They know no space nor time.
Exactly.
What is 3 seconds to us could have been 10,000 years for them.
Yes, exactly.
So that makes complete sense. So can I ask you, and this is more hitting on a personal thing, and we're it's another show for another time. When you come across spirit that has committed atrocities such as harming a child in the way that you in the way you referenced, from someone who has personally dealt with that in the past, from when I was younger, like, do you ever not want to help them, or do you feel like it's your need to actually do so?
Well, put it this way. My spirit guide, Janet Wall, tells me to do something with them. I do it. I don't doubt that woman. I doubted her one time on something stupid, dude. She took all my gifts away for a whole week. Like I was being...
Okay, so I was misunderstanding there. So it's not necessarily your own personal interpretation of the situation. It's what your spirit guide is telling you to do.
Exactly.
Okay, I misunderstood that completely, and that was my bad.
It's okay.
So moving forward, we're going to switch gears here a little bit. Here coming soon, you'll be co-hosting a new podcast called Cryptid Nation with Luciana.
It started last night.
So I know the initial episode was last night, Gwen. I know I was getting there, but so I know the initial episode was last night, but the first episode where you have a special guest is going to be on, I believe, the 3rd, and you're having Kim Johnston.
Yes.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that show and what we can expect from that episode?
Kim, I'm a part of one of Kim's teams called Scare. Well, she does paranormal investigating. Then she got interested in UFOs and stuff as well. Well, she's a member of a group called CE5, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, where they go out in the middle of fields and they have communications with spaceships. They have great communications with them. And the stuff she's going to talk about is going to be so fascinating that you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. So she actually got me into it. So, and I can remote view. So I've had conversations with several alien forms. So
yes, I agree, Lee. That's why I brought it up. You know me, I'm going to push the network. So, but so remote viewing, that's a whole different aspect.
Yes.
Can you explain remote viewing for people who don't know exactly what it is?
I can go out of my own body with my consciousness and go to any location I want to go to. That's funny. When I first figured out I could do it, it's like you don't go far out of your body. You might get just about to the ceiling, then your body falls back in, your spirit falls back into your body. And then you get up and walk around like a newborn baby giraffe. You know, wobbly legs.
Right.
Well, I got a little bit better at it. I could leave the ceiling, leave the roof, and go around the neighborhood for a little bit. And then they got further and further out. There's sometimes before I do an investigation, I'll remote view it to see what I'm going to have to walk into. But I
don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. If you have the ability to do so you can preconceive what you're walking into. Absolutely.
But I never know the history of the building and what died there. I just want to see if I've got to deal with malevolent spirits, if I got kind spirits there. I don't interact with them when I remote view them, but I go see what I'm gonna walk into. Or if I've got a group, you know, what protection I got to use to protect the group that's with me. Because I feel strong about that, because that's what I was taught to do.
So would you feel that remote viewing kind of falls into the realm of astral projection in a way?
It is exactly the same thing.
So when it comes to the CE5 thing, I've always kind of had my own personal conspiracy theory on this. And it's a topic that's not really discussed that often. And I don't even know how we're going off in this big trouble we're going.
Okay.
So do you think that people who have experienced in the past, and I don't know of any recent cases, spontaneous human combustion, do you think that they could have been in contact or could have possibly been abducted by aliens at some point? Because
it's very possible, because they medically can explain how the body's caught on fire and it's not burn nothing but the body and leave a chair completely intact.
Right. So I find that as a curiosity.
I do too.
How does that happen? How does the body spontaneously combust with heat enough to melt bone to ash and not burn anything else around it?
Yeah,
Exactly. Could there have been an extraterrestrial interference in that?
Dude, that's very possible. That's a good theory on that, because you got scientists can't explain how these people just spontaneously combusted. Now, I do know this is a weird little fact, that the human body produces enough electricity that could run New York City for 100 years.
Yep.
So I've had that theory that aliens have done it, that the electrical system in their body did it, but an electrical fire, it spreads pretty quick.
Yes. It does.
It's vastly spreads.
It's not going to be in a concentrated area.
Exactly. Because there's got to be some alien explanation for why these people just poof up and fire.
Yeah, and
nothing else can hurt.
And it's a topic that's not really discussed nowadays because it hasn't happened since I think like the 80s was the last case of spontaneous combustion. And but before that, I mean, you had a case every 10 years of someone freaking just bursting into flames.
Yeah.
Not damaging anything around them, not even the chair they were sitting in.
Yeah.
And the coroner will find them completely, pretty much feet and leg is what was left.
Sometimes it's the cushion underneath them, but the chair's usually
it's just strange to me because I think from my knowledge, it takes like 3,200 degrees to burn bone to ash.
It does.
And so for that kind of internal combustion to happen within the human body, there has to be another explanation other than, oh, they fell asleep with a lit cigarette.
Yeah.
Or it's an oddity. It's weird.
It is oddity. And it's just like some of those things that we weren't meant to explain.
Right.
But it fascinates me too, Chris. It's like, because my logical mind goes, how the hell?
Right.
Okay, why not the chair burned? Why is not the bed burned? Why is not the wall burned? Yes. You don't even see a smoke mark on them.
Right. And so I was a volunteer firefighter. I know Gwen at one point was a paramedic. I was a volunteer firefighter, and I've investigated. Huh?
I was a firefighter too.
Okay. Wasn't aware of that. But
you forget everything. I've seen 2 bodies that were possibly human combustion, and it is odd. I mean, and I don't know how to put it. Odd.
I've investigated enough fires to know the signs of an electrical fire or a gas fire, because you can physically find the blast point and where it originated.
Sure.
But when it comes to combustion, you don't find that. All you find is the body just decimated.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's almost like it burned and then was put there.
Right. It's such a weird thing, and it's something that's not very much discussed these days. That's why I kind of wanted to bring it up and get your input on it.
Right on.
Because I feel like it's a subject that needs to be looked more into. Because
I agree.
I feel like these cases are still happening. They're just not documented.
Yeah.
And so, from what I gathered from your opening episode of Cryptid Nation last night, you guys are not just talking about cryptids. You guys are going to go into UFOs. You're going to go into, obviously, cryptids. So, can I ask you, is there a baseline for the show as far as what you guys are looking for guests? For anyone out there that's interested in being a guest on the show, we can get you that email and, we'll set you up with that. But is there a baseline, or is it kind of like a free-for-all? There's nothing off limits.
Nothing's off limits. We want people I want to see, like I said on the show last night, I want to see, Joe Smith riding down the road and some creature walks out in front of him. I want to talk to cryptid hunters and ask them, how they do their investigations and what evidence have they found and stuff like that. I want to get it out there because I think it's so fascinating.
Thank you, Will.
That to me is just because I've been a cryptid fan since I was a kid, man. I go find every book I could find on ghosts and cryptids and UFOs.
So I got a really cool thing I can show you real quick. While
we're on the subject. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, you
any of you guys have a story that you think is anything to do with anything odd, like cryptids or anything like that, just send it to this email. Now, we can't take every story, so please don't get your feelings hurt or whatever. We cannot take every single little story, but put it there, and we're going to have to just come up with a really great system to go through it. So
I agree with you as far as that goes. Like, I did a 9th grade book report on Area 51, and there was actually FBI agents that showed up at the school because I accidentally accessed underground building layouts. Now, I didn't know anything about this at the time, but I have physically been to the gates of Area 51. I used to live in Las Vegas way back, I think it was 5 or 6. And we were homeless for a point in time for about 6 months, and we were camping on Lake Mead, which is not too far from Area 51. Exactly. And we got lost one day trying to get back, and somehow our bearings got lost, and we ended up showing up to this huge fence. And I can tell you that armed guards rushed the car.
Oh, yeah.
And no, this is a government installation. You cannot be here. And my father's like, look, we're just lost. We don't know where we are. Could you point us in the correct direction to go? And they were basically said, back the way you came.
Yep.
But this is really cool, considering the fact that I know you're a book nerd, kind of like I am.
Yes.
Morgan got me this.
Oh, that's one of my favorite ghost books.
And it's signed by Miss Wyndham before she died.
Oh, I love Miss Harriet. She signed mine.
She got me that one, which was the first ghost book I ever read.
Oh, right on.
She got me this one.
And Jeffrey. I like how they added Jeffrey to theirs too.
And then the 13 more ghosts in Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I don't know how she found a signed copy of the Alabama Ghost in Jeffrey.
That's awesome, though.
Because she's awesome like that.
Oh, yeah, dude, and I met her. She was the sweetest lady. And I was so happy somebody was talking about ghosts, that I could actually talk about ghosts with her. Because, I had to hide it. I couldn't tell everybody I saw ghosts living here. You lived in Alabama. We're right in the middle of the belt of the Bible Belt.
Yep.
But
I got the pleasure of meeting Miss Wyndham one time.
Right on.
And that was when I first started my paranormal investigation team. I was investigating the hanging hole of Bill Schetto.
Nice. I've been there.
And I knew she lived in Newton, which is where the hanging hole is. And I also know there's a Civil War battleground just off to the right if you go past the fence.
Sure is.
And I met her once because she met me there, and I was trying to pinpoint the hole. And she was like, that sounded so dirty. But I was trying to pinpoint where it was, and she said, well, you'll never find it, sweetie. And I'm like, what do you mean? She said, well, when the original bridge collapsed back in the 1970s, and they built this new bridge, the original hole was covered up. All you have now there is the marker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's the hole that never fills. So how is the hole covered up? And you know what?
But it's covered like a well, not filled, right?
No, it's covered up with huge granite stones is what it's covered up with.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And the original marker for the hanging hole, because they actually had it marked where you can go and visit the hole, but there was a flood in 1991 that washed the marker away. Now, if you go down to the Newton Historical Society, which is also the Newton Police Department building, and you go upstairs to their museum, they have the original bronze marker from where the hanging hole actually was, because they could not pinpoint where it was before the flood washed it away.
Right on.
And so, I'm sorry, I'm going Alabama nerd here. But
dude, it's okay. I mean, I've investigated 12 of the 13 locations. One of them I won't go to. Not because I'm scared of the ghosts. I'm scared of the people that live there.
Oh, that's worse.
I had the wrong pigment.
That's fair. That's fair. Especially if you're going to look at the Red Lady of Huntington College. That's fair.
Well, Huntington's not that bad. I've done Huntington probably 20 times.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I lived in Montgomery, so I live just north of Montgomery now. But yeah,
I never got to do Huntington College. I did get to do Dead Children's Playground in Huntsville.
I've done that one.
I did get to do the old Bryce in Tuscaloosa.
I got a funny story about Bryce, man.
And I absolutely, one of my favorite locations I have ever had the pleasure of investigating Sloss furnaces.
Love that place.
He's
Did
been
you
there.
go down in the tunnels?
I did.
Did you go back behind the train?
I did. I had
Nice.
full. So my team had full run of the building or the facility, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
For 8 hours.
Oh.
And the only thing that we were not allowed access to was the catwalks going up the tower, which makes sense because those things are fucking dangerous.
Yeah, I've seen more ghosts up on that damn tower.
Yeah, probably slag.
Dude, it was dude. We were using an old Frank Sumpton box, one of the first ones he made in there in the boiler room.
Box.
Yes. And they were going nuts, dude. We were like, it was like slag. Then one of them finally said, "Shut the fuck up about slag.
So
He's not the only one here." I'm like, this is so cool.
For those out there that are not steeped in Alabama lore when it comes to Sloss furnaces, for one, they have the second tallest standing blast furnace in the world.
They do.
They made what's called pig iron.
Yep.
And basically, the stuff that was falling down whenever they melted the metal was called coke.
Yep.
And the slogan of Sloss furnaces during its time of operation was, if you kill a man, we have to hire another one. You kill a mule, we have to buy another run.
Yep,
so
exactly.
Mules cost $5, so don't kill them.
No. Well, they made,
and the average death rate at that facility was 2 people a day.
Yeah. And you know, if you go up there in the boiler room, up there on the catwalks in the boiler room, there were 19 people.
I'm watching, Gwen. Thank you.
That died, and they smelted them into the metal that's in there.
Yeah, and slag might very well be one of them because he was a sadistic foreman that would verbally and physically abuse his employees, and apparently at one point in time some employees had enough of it and they threw him over the railing into the melting pig iron.
They did.
So look, Blaine, I can sit here and talk Alabama ghosts with you all freaking night. I can tell you that right now.
It was funny. I've done some of the haunts you've done, not only in Alabama, but I know you've done the USS Salem, which I've done.
USS Salem, Lizzie Borden House, the Castillo de San Marcos.
Yes.
I love the Castillo. The Castillo dude, don't go for the ghost. Go for the experience because it's such a beautiful place.
What's the lighthouse, Nate? St. Augustine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done St. Augustine. I wasn't. It was okay, but it's way overpriced. I got a lot in there, but a lot of people go in there and won't get nothing.
I didn't get much there. We had the opportunity to investigate the St. Augustine Lighthouse and the Lightkeeper's house.
Yeah.
Not very active, but I see we got about 4 minutes left, so I'm going to transition to my last question. I got actually 2 more questions for you. So with this coming up show, I've had 3 experiences that I believe have to do with some kind of cryptozoological creature, whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah. So I know that they exist, but albeit aside, there are some that are so outlandish that I don't see any physical possible way that they could exist. I'm going to give you some examples. The hodag of Wisconsin. That thing is so freaky. The Loveland Frogman, right? Yeah. And then you have the Chapafo, which is the giant Congolese spider. Yeah. And Macaulay Mbembe, which is supposedly some kind of living brontosaur in the Congo Basin. Yeah. So do you think that these creatures, some of them are so large, I don't think they could be mistaken identity, right?
No.
But I guess, do you think they exist, or are people seeing some kind of hallucination or apparition?
It could be both. Hell, it could be an alien life form that came down that they're seeing. Or, like you said, it could be a hallucination. It could be a spirit, especially Native American spirits. They like to shapeshift, and they might turn themselves into anything they want to turn into just to scare the hell out of somebody.
That's fair.
But some of them, I'd like to see them myself just to say, okay, that does exist, or no, I'm not sure about that one.
I mean, I would not like to see the Chapafo because I don't like spiders.
Yeah, I'm not a big spider fan either.
Not a fan of spiders, but I would love to see the Macaulay Emembe or even the Tokoloshe from Africa.
Yeah.
The Tokoloshe just kind of intrigues me, even though I would consider it more of like a gnome than a cryptid. I hate gnomes, for the record. If you didn't know that, Blaine, I hate
I was
gnomes.
about to ask you this. Why would you want to see it when you hate gnomes?
Because the folklore is steeped so deep as far as it steals children out of their beds.
Yeah.
And in order to appease it, you have to leave it an offering of bread, meat, and whiskey.
Okay.
Yep.
And if you do that, it will not steal your children. It's such a strange folklore behind it that I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you know, cryptids, here's the thing. Do they exist? I think Bigfoot exists. Do I think he exists in the format that we think he does? Possibly not. Do I believe or buy into the theory that Bigfoot might be an extraterrestrial and or interdimensional being?
Yes.
Hence the reason we have not found a perfectly, I guess you could say, preserved specimen.
Exactly.
Or maybe Bigfoot is so much like human that they bury their dead and we don't know where to look for. I was thinking the same thing,
but you don't often find skeletons of bears in the woods either.
Fair. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, Blaine, I typically end my podcast, I see with about 2.5 minutes left, with 3 standard questions that I always ended off with. Question number 1, and I kind of feel like this one might be difficult for you with all the deployments that you've had. If you could travel to anywhere in the world, expenses aside, they're all paid for, where are you going?
Graceland.
Oh, Graceland. You're going to go and look for the ghost of Elvis,
Me and Lee are actually related to Elvis. So, you know, there's only been like 4 people that have ever seen the upstairs of Graceland. I would love to go upstairs.
You know what? Make him a peanut butter and banana sandwich. Maybe he'll let you up there. So we're going to Graceland. You have one person you can bring with you. They can be alive or dead, and they do not have to be involved in the paranormal. Who are you bringing with you?
Elvis.
You can't bring Elvis to his home. You got to choose somebody else. I'm not allowing that answer.
To show me his home.
Oh, well, that's a good answer.
And I'd like to have his daughter Lisa Marie come upstairs because that was their domain.
I'll accept it. I'm just messing with you. So we're going to Graceland. You're bringing Elvis.
Yes.
You have one piece of equipment you can bring with you. Your abilities aside, those are inherent. So one piece of equipment that you're going to bring with you. What piece of equipment are you going to bring with you to Graceland with Elvis, and why?
Ghost box.
Okay. Why?
Because I get a lot of results when I do ghost boxes. Gwen can attest to that. They come through and I get like full sentences. I don't get I get words sometimes, but most of the time I'll get full sentences out of them.
I love it.
They'll tell you everything you want to know.
And you know what? And that was honestly all unique answers that I've not received before. So I absolutely love those answers. But we're running out of time now. Blaine, I want to thank you so much for your service and also want to thank you again for coming on the show for an hour to chat with me. I really love picking your brain. We definitely need to do this again. I know I'll be on your show March 13th.
Exactly, man. And I want to throw an offer out there to you and Morgan. I want to mentor you two in this with the mediumship. Because that's one thing I love to do is it's nobody helped me. So I want to help everybody I can understand their gifts more, to use their gifts more, how to ground themselves, how to shield themselves, stuff that's not taught to a lot of mediums. We're just thrown to the wolves.
You know what the odd thing is even though I don't believe I have mediumistic abilities, which everyone says that I do, Gwen does, Morgan does, Christy does, a lot of people do.
I do. And it takes one to know one.
I ground and center every single week.
Oh, right on.
And it's more of like a thing I've always done, and I never knew why.
Yeah.
But Blaine, I thank you so much for coming on the show. And if you wouldn't mind hanging out in the background for about 5 minutes or so, I'm looking forward to being on your show, Cryptid Nation, with
Yeah, we're gonna have
Leech
fun, bro.
on the 13th, and we're going to talk about my experiences as far as when it comes to my encounters with what I believe to be some cryptids.
Right on.
It's gonna be awesome.
So, Blaine, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you,
And
brother.
I will talk to you in just a few minutes.
All right, bro.
Here we go. So, if you don't mind, before we end the show, I am going to play that. Look at you, boy. You gonna have fun with me and Lee and Blaine. Yeah, you gonna have fun with us because we're gonna love this story.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play it right now. This is what we're talking about, guys. It's Cryptid Nation. It's the new show on the network. Letriana, Blaine, and myself, and Nate's coming to see and hang out with us. So here we go. It's very short.
Every Tuesday night, the unknown steps out of the shadows. Investigations continue. Tracks lead deeper. Eyes watch back. Join the hunt. Cryptid Nation, Tuesdays, 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Here we go.
Oh, I like that. That's a great video.
Thank you.
You know what? Why are you trying to overstep me, Gwen?
I'm proud of it. Dang it, I made it. I'm proud.
No, it looks great. It looks great, and I'm excited to be on the show. Because I've only discussed the 2 Bigfoot experiences, I think, on 2 other shows, but I have an experience that I've never discussed on any other show, which is going.
Have I heard any part of it, or is it new to me too?
We discussed it in the pre-show.
Okay.
So you've heard it, but you are the first person to ever hear it.
Ooh.
So it's going to be an exclusive.
I get to hear it again, then.
For the podcast.
Awesome.
But yes, so tonight we had an excellent show. Blaine is so full of knowledge, and I definitely got to have him back on again because I really enjoyed that conversation. And I don't know, just there's something about the guy I really like, and I appreciate his offer to me and Morgan as far as mentoring. I can't speak for Morgan, but if people think I have abilities at some point, I guess I need to kind of try and embrace them.
And I'll go ahead and say Blaine and Letriana, and of course Matt, also Letriana's husband. He's been on the show. They are my mentors. So, and
that's fair.
And one day they're going to make me let loose and actually show everything. And
ain't no one gonna let you let loose. We ain't filming Footloose over here. You ain't Kevin Bacon out there on the fucking dance floor, okay? But we know better than to let you cut loose.
Okay.
But yeah, I made the song reference there. Y'all caught that. I know y'all did, even if you didn't find it funny. I don't care. I'm a dad. I can do dad jokes, okay?
You can do that.
But no, like I really enjoyed this show, and I definitely want to have him back on in the future. Yes. For everyone out there watching, I thank you so much for tuning into the show. Be sure not to leave the All Access Network, though, because we have a great show following. We have Twisted Tales with Jeremy Cotter, and his guest tonight is James Anito, who was a guest on my show several months back. Yep. Absolutely great guest, and I think that conversation is going to be amazing.
It is.
So please be sure not to miss out on that show. That comes out at 9:30 p.m. EST, roughly 20 minutes after we get off of this show. So don't tune out. Just tune in. And I will see you guys next week. Same spooky time, same spooky network. Thank you for joining the Paranormal Unveiled.